Hey everyone, Sirturmund here again, and today is gonna be our live video with Marco. If it's your first time on the channel or your first time seeing my Marco videos, make sure to check out the video from 2 days ago where we did the in-depth breakdown on the deck and the card choices here and the style that I like to play Marco, which is just all about floating the board with these 2 cards right here, right? So yeah, today, just like yesterday, we're gonna go against another very popular deck, and that's going to be Black Yellow Luffy. So we're actually going to have 3 games against Black Yellow Luffy and then 1 game to finish up against Black Starter Deck 14 Luffy. Honestly, like, the meta is all against Black these days, right? You saw us go against Lucy yesterday, and today is like another Luffy and another Luffy. You know, they need to do something about A-Cost Moria at some point if we want to get any variety in the meta. But I actually think Marco does very well against these Black decks, so let's see how we pilot these matchups here. So hope you enjoy the games, and if you do, make sure to like the video below and subscribe to us. We post One Piece videos every single day. Enjoy. In this match, we're going against Luffy. So the good thing here, right, is that we have these big bodies that we can develop 2 of them at a time, like here, right, like the Rayleigh. I think I'm gonna look for the, I mean, we have the Pilaf. I think I have to keep this hand just because we have the Pilaf. Oh, that's not great. Yeah. I wanted to get the Sanjis, but obviously that ended up not working out for us. Maybe it was better for me to cycle. And then go cycle into Pilaf next turn. Not great, not great. Can go like this, I guess. We only have 1 big body right now, which is Rayleigh, and it's not big enough to attack to threaten the opponent without putting a Dawn on it. So that's the awkward part there. They can attack me, I guess, for 5 twice if they wanted to, or 5 and 6. Sorry. Let's give them 1 ace. I don't think this is a game where we're going to be using ace, right? I'm also not opposed to blocking the easy ones like this while I have the chance. Oh, this is Sanji now. Okay, so we'll go like this. We'll go here. Yeah. I mean, we go to 6 next turn. It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter which way we do it. We know that we're going to be... I guess I could continue cycling. That would have been the better way to do things. Go like this. Do I want to attack into their life right now? I don't know that I want to. I guess if the opponent has access to like Tenka's Kusan, that's going to be a problem. We should put 1 of these in the bottom, by the way, and try to cycle for more Rayleighs. I don't know why I put the Rayleigh on the top. It had to be bottom so that we continue cycling. We can do a next turn, I guess. Also, I don't know why I didn't attack with my leader instead of my Izou. I guess if the opponent wants to attack into the Izou, I'm okay with that. Okay. I'm still of the opinion that blocking the easy ones now instead of the AKs later might be better for us. So we'll go like this. Okay, so we have another Rayleigh now. We can play the blocker, I guess. But we still have 4 lives, so if I play the blocker, that's just asking for trouble. Double Rayleigh. Do I want to continue cycling? Yeah, we'll just go like this, and I guess we'll just pass. Next time we have 9, so we can go Rayleigh and attack for 6 into the Luffy, but the Luffy's only going to be at 5, so the opponent's just still going to give me a 2k. Assuming that the opponent even attacks with this Luffy. Maybe they don't attack with the Luffy. I have like 2 more turns, right, before the opponent... Well, I guess I really only have like 1 more turn before the opponent starts doing their shenanigans. If they use one of their 2k counters here, then obviously the opponent will be in a decent spot. Like if they go to 1 life here and then know that they can go to 0 life after that, they will be in a really good spot. Instead, they're gonna go Kusan. Is it worth it to kill the Kusan? I can actually kill this Luffy. Is it worth killing the Luffy or is it worth killing the Kusan? I think I have to just honestly kill the Luffy. I think I'm gonna kill the Luffy. The opponent decided to put a Sabo here. Because I can go -2, -3. So at least we slow down the opponent. Yes, they have this Kusan, so I guess if they have the 10 cost Kusan, they get to kill my Rayleigh for free. But this way, the opponent cannot just freely go to 0. They have to give me 2 2k counters. Okay, so they do give me the 2 2k counters, which again is kind of what we were looking for. They get to have the little Sabo, right? So they can go to 9k because they developed that little Sabo last time. And that means that my Rayleigh is not able to actually kill anything. And the opponent's going to have the Rocket Luffys to be able to KO with their Kusan to be able to KO my Rayleighs. So the play here, they have to get the Sabo blocker. They have to get the Sabo blocker down. I guess the question is, what is the second little baby that you have in your hand? Eating up to 2k counters will make my attacks a little bit easier once I develop this Sanji and Rayleigh. And we can start hiding behind blockers as well if we think we need it. We'll take 1 hit here to go to 2. Okay, so this is the Rocket Luffy. So they can actually kill the Rayleigh right now. The thing about killing the Rayleigh is that I can just attack into your Kusan, which makes my other stuff still be okay. I guess if the opponent keeps the Kusan alive by blocking with the Sabo, they'll be able to kill the Rayleigh again next turn, and I'm gonna lose that unit. So they can attack here again. They can attack here, do -4, and have the Luffy to do what they need to do, right? The KO immune is really annoying, right? Because it makes my Rayleigh not have the value that I need it to have. Ooh, they don't have a second kid. So they don't have a second kid. So we're just going here then? Okay, actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna develop my bower like I planned to. And then I'm gonna go pudding on the next turn, I think. So I like the pudding on the next turn so that I can have the big bodies before the opponent starts getting their Gecko stuff down. They will need to override this Sabo and they'll only be able to kill 1 Rayleigh. They'll only be able to kill 1 Rayleigh with the Kusan. So we can go like this. It doesn't really matter which one we choose, right? Like, it's whatever. We're gonna give -3, -2 to keep both of this pretty low. And just chill. That way they're not good attackers, right? And then we just pass. Opponent must not have Little Luffy if they didn't play the Little Luffy last turn. So like these two are not good attackers, right? They're only 3k 3k power units. So the opponent really only has one big hit with their Luffy here. And then next turn we can go pudding and do our stuff. Pudding, and we'll have a 9k and potentially another 9k attacker, right? So we're gonna force the opponent to have to give me like their whole hand. We can go pudding and blocker Marco. The problem with blocker Marco is the Rocket Luffy makes the blocker Marco kind of useless, right? Now that I think about it. So like, that's why I think it's important for me to stay healthy enough that I'm not gonna die to the opponent's just straight up attacks. Another Kusan. Okay, well, I guess we just win, right? The moment that we play this pudding, opponent just loses the game. I don't even care about this. Yeah. And they also just a 5k. They're a 5k leader. And you're about to lose 3 cards. Even with your 2 blockers, I think we still should be okay. Am I missing something here? Pudding is 4. That leaves me 6 down. So we can go 9, 9, 9, 9. We have 4 9k attacks against their 5k leader. They have 2 blockers. They take 1 life, and then the other one, they have to give me 3 cards out of the 5 cards that they're gonna have left in their life. Yeah, so we always counter the easy one, right? Yeah, so we just go like, I guess we know we're gonna attack for 9 here. So let's just put it down first, just because. Again, it doesn't really matter how we do this. We're gonna go like this, and we'll attack for 9. Then 9, then 9. Because 9 forces 3 cards out of their hand, and it has to be 2 2Ks and a 1K. Considering that the opponent gave me 2 Hioris already this game, it's not likely that they have. I mean, it's like they could have it, but we just messed up their hand, right? So it's likely they don't have it. Okay, so they will have it. So they ended up getting exactly 2 2K counters. So that's good for them, I guess. Honestly, I could have just gone 8. I don't know why I put another down on that one. Yeah, I could have literally just gone 8 there. But let's just force them to have to give me the cards here. They have to give me the blocker, right? So if they have a Gecko, so if they had exactly 2 2Ks, a counter, and a Gecko after my pudding, then they're just high rolling. If they have a Gecko, they still cannot afford to do the Rocket Luffy. They have to go for Sabo. Like, even with their Kusans, they can go here and here and do double Rocket Luffy to kill these 2 and go to 9. But you leave yourself with no blockers, and I just attack for 19, right? So you just lose the game. So the pudding just ended up being clutched because it just makes their hand so much smaller than what the opponent expected themselves to have. And that's why pudding is so good in these blue decks. It's specifically for this matchup. And again, the order that I did it, where I first developed the big bodies and then did pudding, just puts more pressure into them. Okay, so they're gonna go double Sabo, so this is gonna be a Gecko, right? But that still doesn't matter. Let's do math, right? Opponent has 2 blockers, and they're gonna only have 1 card left. We can go 11, 11, 11 3 times, and they won't be able to defend against it. They have to try to kill one of these guys, but of course, we have more than enough counter power to defend it. So it doesn't really matter what the opponent does. Or we could also just go 9, 9, 9, and 9, right? We can go 11 3 times, or we can go 9 4 times. Like, no matter how you spin it, the opponent doesn't have the math to win this, because they only have 1 card to counter one of the 9Ks, and then the other 3 9s are gonna just blocker, and then hit the lethal. If we go 11 instead, it's the same thing, because the opponent can only go up to 11. So we can go 2 down here, 3 down here, 3 down here. Or 4 down here, 1 down here, 1 down here. I think opponent just saw the math. So again, that's why having these bodies on the field is so important, just because of that. I'm surprised, again, and part of that was because the opponent didn't find that little Luffy that one turn, where they could have KO the first Rayleigh and go to 9K. But honestly, I think it still would have been the same because they would have been able to KO the Rayleigh, going down to 0. And I would have just developed the Sanji and the Rayleigh again. But I guess if the opponent had the Gecko, they would have been able to get rid of the second Rayleigh. So it didn't make a difference that the opponent didn't find the little Luffy kit. That would have potentially changed the game in terms of opponent actually getting value from their Kusans. I still would have had a Sanji on the board. So potentially I could have put some pressure that way, but it would have definitely made the game a little bit closer. So in this match, we're going against Black Yellow Luffy. So what we're looking for here is honestly pudding and Sanjis. So we get the Sanjis. We'll go here, place in the bottom. We don't really need the Marcos, honestly. We just want to cycle right now and try to get our puddings. So that's why I'm putting it in the bottom so that we can get a new card next turn. And that way we're like effectively drawing 2 cards every turn. That's so risky for the opponent, by the way, because we can easily just kill that if we have the... Well, I mean, opponent's getting lucky that I'm not getting anything good, right? Getting very, very lucky. Like, this can just die to a 5-cost Marco. That's so unfortunate that the opponent's literally able to just play that Sabo there and just leave it there. Because we don't have the 5-cost Marco. So, the opponent made us go first, right? Which, that's the pudding. Alright, so the pudding is good. So, the pudding is the first step to everything. We still just want to cycle, in my opinion. Yeah, we still just want to cycle. Maybe we develop the speed gel. Even though it's going to obviously die to the opponents. What if we go Marco instead? Force the opponent to have to use their Rocket Luffy. The speed gel is a better attacker, I guess. Let's go here. At least we force him to have the Rocket Luffy. I want to find another Rayleigh, because I want to play Rayleigh on my 9-down turn, and I want to then play Rayleigh again with Sanji on our 10-down turn. The pudding, I want to play the pudding after I develop a few big bodies on the field. Again, the annoying part is this Sabo, right? Like, this Sabo being on the field is such a problem for us. And we don't have a freaking 5-cost Marco. Eventually, we'll be able to play Rayleigh and kill it that way, but it's a good chance that the opponent just plays a 5-cost. Like, we might have to use Rayleigh to get rid of their 5-cost Luffy, right? Yeah, like, we have to use the Rayleigh to get rid of this Luffy. Because we can go -2 and then -3 and get rid of it, even if the opponent gives it a 2k. The opponent will be able to get themselves down to 2 life. So this is the last turn where we can potentially get rid of this Sabo. Okay, well, I guess it wasn't meant to be. But what I can do is that I can at least cheat out. They didn't use the Luffy, actually, now that I think about it. I can at least cheat out the Atmos for free. And have some bodies on the field. Opponent should never attack with this Luffy. Right? Am I missing something? So they should never be attacking with this Luffy. Because if they do, then the Rayleigh makes it... They will attack with the Luffy. Wow. Why don't we just block this? Use the car action. Let's trash one of these guys. So maybe the opponent decides to attack into the Marco instead. That's really interesting they did that, because now it does let me KO their Sabo with the Rayleigh, unless the opponent plays 5-cost Sabo here. If they play 5-cost Sabo here, I won't be able to KO this, but I can still attack into their Luffy with my units, because I'm going to be able to give it -2 and -3. So he's still gonna go down to like a 3 cost, right? Yeah, that's telegraphing again. I don't want to go this. I don't want to go to 1. Going to 1 is so risky. Oh well, I'm glad I went to 1. I'm glad I went to 1, guys. So the next 3 turns are exactly as we expected. It's gonna be Rayleigh, then Sanji into Rayleigh, and then we're gonna play Pudding. So there you go. They ended up doing the Sabo exactly as I expected. So they're gonna be able to keep this Sabo alive, and having that little Sabo stay alive is actually really huge for them. The weird thing is that the opponent actually didn't use their Luffy effect on the previous turn, so they're actually still at 3 life, and 3 life is a lot. All right, so 3 life is still a lot. I don't think I need the triple Rayleigh, but I think it might be. I also don't think I need the Pilaf, right? So I think we just put this in the bottom, get this -2, right? Then we go here, and what we can do is that we can get a -3 and -2, right? And we choose nothing. That way we can just attack this for 6 and force the opponent to lose that Luffy, no matter what. There's no way. You're not supposed to give me counters here. I think opponent didn't realize I gave it -3, I guess. I have 2 more attacks into this. The opponent just threw the game. I literally have 3 more attacks into this. You're never gonna keep that Luffy alive, even with your blocker. Yeah. Wow. What a crazy turn of events. So even if the opponent has another 10 cost goose, they're gonna have to use 3 2k counters to go to 0 life here. 3 2k counters. They're gonna have to use 1 more. Oh no, okay, they have the Luffy. Okay, so 2 2k counters on the Luffy. That's fair. But you have to have another Sabo in your trash, which you don't. You don't have another Sabo right now, so you have to have another Sabo in your hand to actually protect your units. They don't have the Rocket Luffy either, right? So I can just block this. It has to be another Sabo in your hand to actually get value from this. Okay, so they do have the little Sabo. All right, cool. That must be nice. So the opponent now gets a lot of units. So that is tough. This is going to be tough because the opponent's also on 11k now, right? I still think the correct... It makes my Pudding useless now, by the way. I think the correct play is still going to have to be... Yeah, we just block. This is an 11k, so obviously we're not attacking into it. The correct play is going to have to be for me to do the minus on this, guys. Ace, right? Yeah. We can put... I guess we can... I mean, we have the Batman's kicker, so it's not like we need to deal with this stuff, but... I guess Sanji and just override one of these guys. Now, having double Luffy on the field is going to be scary for us next turn if the opponent finds the Rocket Luffy, because they'll be able to get rid of the blocker and still do their stuff, right? The fact that they had the second Sabo in their hand did make a big difference. Yeah, so we have to place this on the top, right? And it doesn't really matter which way we do it. Did I mess up? Opponent has 2 block. No, it's an 11k. It's an 11k. I'm definitely not gonna have enough time to commit to it. We'll go like this. We'll deploy this. We'll override this bad boy. So I want to give it to these 2 guys. At least force the opponent. Like, these guys are still gonna get plus 2k. But they're gonna be a little bit weaker. It's still gonna be very scary here. We don't have a lot of 2k counters. I guess we have the Batman's kickers, which are pretty much a 2k counter, because we can get rid of the Rayleigh. The opponent would need to, even with 2 blockers, even if the opponent goes Gecko here, with 2 blockers, considering how little cards they have, they won't be able to actually survive the attacks next turn. So the opponent needs to kill me this turn. It's not impossible for him to kill me this turn because the opponent has multiple attacks. So that's why the Rayleigh was important, to just make it so that their attacks were a little bit less, right? So now these are not just a free 8k, this is going to be just a 5k and a 6k. So it's going to require Dawn to actually be threatening for us. You have a blocker, which again gets punished by a Rocket Luffy. So that's an 8. That's an 8. We could just go ahead and throw down the blocker right now. Because what is the opponent going to do? Opponent's going to have like another, I guess, a 9. Like, we could play around the Rocket Luffy by just giving them the blocker right now. Yeah, maybe we do. Maybe we just keep ourselves at 1 life. Opponent had to commit the 3 Dawn to get this to 8. So I don't think they have enough Dawn to kill us, even if they go all out. Because if they go for a 7, we can just go bad managed kick course. So 7. Yep. Boom. I guess you could have a third Sabo, but if you have a third Sabo, I mean, they don't have enough to do a third Sabo and put 2 lives on their life anymore. So they didn't even need the pudding in the end, because the opponent ended up like trying to save that Luffy that one time, which again I thought was really weird. Imagine how many more cards the opponent would have had here. They could have 2 more baby Luffys, but that means that the opponent's gonna have just 1 card left, and we still have enough attacks, right? Like there's no way for the opponent to win this anymore. Even if they keep, I guess if they keep their 2 lives. No, because if they keep their 2 lives, then this is staying at 5, and we still have 5 attackers. So yeah, there's no way for them to get there anymore. And again, even if they had the Gecko, it still would have been the same thing, by the way, because the Gecko, at most, I guess if the opponent had a third Sabo blocker in their hand, Gecko could have saved them, because the opponent would have had 3 blockers and been a 9k leader. So 3 blockers and been a 9k maybe. So this is going to be, what, a 10? We can go to 8. Okay, so the 6 we can block. I'm trying to see if I want to take this. And let's just be safe. Yeah, like this doesn't matter, right? You have to go for it. You know you have to go for it, otherwise you just lose. Okay, well, opponent just loses anyway, right? So we have opponent has 3 cards, 2 blockers. I guess they technically not mathematically dead just yet. They're not mathematically dead. If they have exactly 2k, 2k, 1k, because we can go 9, 9, 9, 9. We have 4 9k attacks. So if the opponent has exactly 2k, 2k, 1k, they actually do get there. Yeah, they could survive. Like, actually could survive. Especially because we gave up the blocker. We have to finish in this turn. So we have to finish in this turn because we gave up the blocker. Could be enough. 2k, 2k, 1k does save them. So I should have actually defended that. If I defended that flamp pit, I would have probably bought myself 1 more turn. So not defending that flampe because I didn't think about the math. Okay, well, opponent must not have it then. Yeah, opponent must not have it. I guess it could be 2k, 2k, 2k. Yeah, not defending the flampe actually ends up losing me the game. Wow, they actually had 2k, 2k, 2k. That's actually crazy. So, because I could have gone... If I kept my blocker, if I kept my Marco alive, I could have gone another Sanji into Rayleigh. That's so crazy. It had to be 2k, 2k, 2k. And we saw them use two 2ks earlier for their own life, right? I guess it makes sense why the opponent didn't go for it last turn then. So then the play had to be to save the blocker when we use the blocker for the 8. We save the blocker, we save the life, and then this turn go for the Sanji into the Rayleigh that we gave up. Being able to KO one of their units here. We're being able to clear their board pretty much, I guess is what I'm getting at. Yeah, we were having able to clear their board. Wow, okay, no, well played, well played. GG's. In this match, we're going against Black Yellow Luffy. We get to go second. I like the Sanji a lot, but I don't have pudding, and I don't have anything to follow up with this, so I think I'm just gonna go like this. I think I'd rather find my pudding first than any of this stuff. Let's draw first. So we know we're gonna go Pilaf next turn, and the Izou. Maybe we just put the white beer down, or the white beer is not bad to have, honestly. But I do kind of like the Rayleigh better. Let's go like this. Let's go like this. I'll keep the white beer. We lose the Sanji, unfortunately. I guess we can grab the Marco. And we also lose two 2Ks. So all we have to do is just develop this big board of big boys that the opponent cannot deal with. So we're gonna go like this. We're gonna go here. And next time we have 6 done, so we're probably gonna go here and here. So we can actually just put... I'm okay putting a Rayleigh down, because I think in this matchup I'd rather have the white beer. So I'm gonna put the Rayleigh down and just let the opponent have to do their stuff. We want to counter the easy ones. Ooh, that's a good one for the opponent. A Borsalino is really good, actually. Borsalino is really good. Let's keep the second Rayleigh. Skip the second Rayleigh. Oh wait, I just messed up. I meant to put this stuff on the top, actually. That's alright. We'll go like this. We'll go here. Maybe it's actually better for me to go Izou. That's the pudding that I wanted. I meant to put the Atmos on top and actually play my ace. Having those extra 2 bodies on the field would have actually made a big difference. So we'll take this one so that we can enable the Marco going forward. Opponent's gonna go for their Luffy. As expected, we can actually get rid of the Luffy by just going like this. To get rid of it. Not like it matters because the opponent had nothing, but it lets me develop the body, which is again what I'm looking for. They go for their Sabo. Just need to, I guess if the opponent is playing the 10 cost Kusan, this could be a problem. Need to start finding my big bodies. Like, need to start finding my Sanjis. So let's just cycle and just put one of these to the bottom. So let's go like this. There's the Kusan. If they don't get another Sabo, we're chilling. We're also chilling here. So, I have 2 options. I can kill that Luffy right now. Beautiful. So, we're gonna put the... I think I want to kill the Luffy. think I'm gonna kill the Luffy, so we're gonna go here. So then we go like this. We go -3, we go -2, and we KO this. That way the opponent cannot just continue using their stuff. And now next turn we can start doing our game. Opponent has 2 blockers, but we have so many big units that I think we can actually get there. I guess the opponent's gonna try to kill one of these, but they need to have their life be at 2, by the way. So I hope that the opponent is not forgetting that. I hope that the opponent is not forgetting that. It'd be a shame if they do. Okay, so now they can go for their Luffy, right? Rocket Luffy. Okay. So I guess we just kill their board then, right? And just have another white beer. I hate that the opponent does have all this I actually don't like the opponent having so much so many blockers, right? Like that's gonna be annoying for us. Blockers or not, this is gonna be tough. Blockers or not, this is gonna be tough for them. No matter what they have here. Ice Age, you're gonna go another. Okay, so what was that? That was a finger pistol. Okay, you have 5 Dawn now. The opponent has 5 cards. I guess it's still problematic, no matter how you slice it. So, alright, so they have 3. They have enough blockers to survive this, but I'm forcing to have to give me both blockers. I will force him to have to give me both blockers here by doing it. We're not... I guess I could just play the Sanji out, too, honestly. I could just play the Sanji out. I'm actually gonna put one of these, because I need to have one more white beer card to actually be able to save this stuff, right? So... we can go like this for 6, see what the opponent does. I might just leave them at 1 life. I'm forcing to give me another 2k counter next turn. With double Borsalino in the field, they're gonna have to replace their stuff, right? Yeah, we're just gonna pass. Like, the Borsalinos are pretty good for them. They don't die to my stuff. But the opponent still has to deal with them. Okay, so they go to 0 here. They only have enough for 1 baby. They only have enough for 1 baby. That's not enough. I guess the 3 blockers, they have a life. They have a life. So let me backtrack. We'll go here. We'll go here again. They do have a life that they left themselves with. I don't know that I need another Sanji anymore. I think at this point, opponent has enough value that this at 7, so we could go 9, 9, 11. Yeah, like I think at this point the opponent doesn't have enough cards to survive my attacks going forward. So I think we go like this. Opponent block with the Sabo because they're gonna have the Sabo value next turn. I need to force him to block with the Borsalino. And we can attack with the Marco because the Marco is going to die to the Luffy no matter what. Okay? So 7, 8, 9. And then we have another 9k attack with this Marco. Opponent's gonna be forced to block with the Borsalino. And the Marco dies, but the Marco is okay dying because the opponent doesn't have the Borsalino blocker. So even if they go double Sabo here, it should be okay. Yeah, we can save this, right? Yeah, this is gonna be Gecko into double Sabo, but the opponent's only gonna have one card in their hand, so it's not gonna matter. It's not even double Sabo, so they just lose the game. It needed to be double Sabo. I guess they don't have two kids. They don't have two little Sabos. Even if it was double Sabo, they still lose, by the way. Opponent only has one card, and we have 3 attacks that can go to 11. So it would have mattered regardless of what happened. Opponent would have still lost, even if it, again, if it was double Sabo, because we just had too many big bodies for them to deal with, and that's the way that you beat this this Luffy deck. Just had all these big bodies. Opponent had really awkward time going down to 0 and just slowly chip away at them. So in this match, we're going against Black Luffy. It's not a bad hand. It's not a bad hand. I'm gonna keep it. Let's. Make me go first. So it's kind of awkward keeping. I like the Marco a lot, but I also like this Marco. Am I really gonna give it to this Pilaf? Maybe we just put it on the top. And we just say that this hand, what we're seeing here is good enough that I don't mind just not cycling. We're definitely gonna go Pilaf this time. When it takes the 5k, another Pilaf. Okay, now at least I can now put the pudding down. I don't think I'm gonna need the double pudding. 1 is okay. 2 seems a little too much. I'll take this first one. Yeah, so that Marco we can... that Kusan we can always kill later, right? We can leave this. I guess we can attack for 6 and just go boom, boom. We want to put any of these on the bottom. Maybe too many Pilafs. We go 6. Go Pilaf. Go Izou. Unfortunately, the Sanji was 1 away. Get the 2k here. We can easily kill the Kusan if the opponent attacks with it. Even if they don't attack with it, we have the Marco. Yeah, so here... now, there's an option for me to potentially go... If I show them this pudding right now, it's gonna make the opponent play around her. I think I have to just show... I think I have to counter with this pudding. I don't want to counter with anything else here. Oh, it's a Sabo. Okay, so the Sabo makes more sense. Sabo makes more sense, but then it means that I'm just going to play Ace and Atmos. That's why I didn't want to counter with the Atmos, for that reason. Yeah, we'll put the Atmos on the top. We'll give this. So I have sits down. So I guess we can go 7. Force the opponent to give me a 2k counter with the blocker. Sure. What I could have done actually is that I could have done the -2 here. That was actually better. I just realized that. It would have forced 2 cards from the opponent. If I did the -2 here, I still attack for 7 here. And it would have forced the block, or it would have forced a 2k, 1k. Because I forgot that I was going to attack for 7 with my guy here. What we can do next is that we can go Rayleigh at least, right? Cycle and Rayleigh. And if the opponent doesn't have another Sabo here, it should still be a good situation for us. Their Gecko is not really a big deal. The Kusan is annoying still, but not the end of the world. It's just going to make it so that they can get rid of one of these units. But hopefully, the idea of putting 2 units on the board is that I still have access for 1 more. Yep, so they go Jack. All right, so with the Jack, it's a little bit different now, because I feel like this is interesting, because I want to kill this Jack. But at the same time, it's a lot of commitment to kill the Jack. when I can kill both Sabo and Kusan instead. Are we ever actually playing this white beer? I guess I am if I actually find... What I can do... -2 takes it to 6. Another -2 takes it down to 4. I could kill the Jack. But the Kusan seems more dangerous than the Jack, if I'm being completely honest. Being able to do -4... I mean, the Jack's scary because it can be an Ice Age. It still gets to kill my Rayleigh. If I get it down to 4, the opponent will have to give me 6 cards. This is still another -4. Let me see their trash. Did I not select a card just yet? Okay. Let's go like this. Let's go like this, I guess. And we just go 6 twice. If you're gonna give me the 4 cards, feel free to give me the 4 cards. I'm gonna say the Jack is gonna be more dangerous than the Kusan. Even though I think the Kusan obviously lets me be able to KO my units. I still need a Sanji. If I had a Sanji, that would be really nice. If I have a second Rayleigh, will also be really nice. The benefit of killing the Jack is that it makes it so that the opponent actually doesn't have the 1k counter, the 1k power here until they play another 7 class unit. They can save it. Again, 2k, 1k, 2k, 1k twice. I guess let's at least force the 2k out of their hand here. There's no way that you can let this Kusan die. You cannot let this Kusan die. Unless your hand is really awkward, I guess. Wow. So we got everything that we wanted that turn. How does the opponent beat us now? I guess we don't have Sanji. So it's not like we have any like super powerful turns. We can go Ace into Marco next turn, which is really nice. We don't have to go for the white beer. Yeah, we don't have to go for the white beer. We can also go Pudding, right? We can go Marco. So we can go Ace and Pudding. Attack with an 8 here. See if the opponent goes to 7. I mean, considering how the opponent hasn't done anything, maybe I want them to continue with this really awkward hand. I guess what I can do is that I can attack with 6 first. So they're gonna go second Jack. If they have the Ice Age, they can kill this. Okay, so I guess we're gonna just attack into the Jack then. Instead. This does let them attack into this Atmos though, which can be a little bit annoying. Yeah. Let's go here. I need to keep the Atmos alive, I think. So, I do think it's going to be Marco. I think it's going to be Marco. Right? So, Ace into Marco. That's 5 done. That leaves me with 4. This is at 6. So, we can go 8. And we can go 8 twice. It's gonna be your whole hand to let this survive. That is the one thing that's good in this deck versus black decks, is that we're actually able to deal with the Jack pretty nicely. Because the opponent has to rest it, and the moment they rest it, it's vulnerable to the -2k from the Jack. I don't mind keeping the white beer, because if anything, it can always be fodder for the Marco. So it's not like the end of the world, right? If you didn't save the first one, if you didn't save your Kusan last turn, there's no way you can save that. Yeah, I was gonna say that's gonna that would be something else. Okay, so then we go here into Marco, and that way we have a blocker, and we also develop we get to develop 2 units, right? Which is what we want against black. So we can send away the Atmos. Ooh. Okay, okay, okay. Wow, you got rid of two 2Ks, right? That's what it was? We can do it again. So we need to keep 5 down, so at least we'll be 4. We can go 7, 7. Yeah, I guess let's go like this. Let's go 7. Oh, I forgot that the opponent's at 6K actually, so it had to be 8. That's fine. We can go 8. No, I think we still go 7. Let's just eat up the 2K counters. Let's go 7 again. And then we go 8. And then we go here. Choose this over this. And we chilling. Yeah, I forgot that the opponent was actually a 6K there. So it was probably better for me to go 6 and then 2 8s. But we ended up eating 2 2K counters, so it's not impossible. Still looking for the Sanji, right? Or another Rayleigh. Rayleigh would also be kind of good, to be honest. They can get rid of almost everything in my board. Let's get rid of the white bear. Opponent didn't put a down on it. I guess he would have mattered. Would have still just done the same thing, right? If the opponent just goes for 7, I can just do a 2K counter. They have to go for 8. I guess if they go for it this way, that's fine. Rebecca? I guess if they play Sabo here, they drew a 2K counter. They could have a Sabo in their hand. Oh, it's just Sanji? To get rid of one of these guys? Yeah, yeah. I'm so good, guys. Now, you know what makes it even better? If I draw Sanji here. Okay, we don't get the Sanji. Let's leave this on the top. Because I'm going to use the second one. We can go here. We can go like this, and just get rid of this, right? So this is now a 4K. And we can go for 6. That's going to reduce the cost of this. This is going to make it so the opponent has no AK bodies on the field, by the way. So by us killing the Izou first, it makes it so the opponent doesn't have will not have the plus 1K, right? Which is going to make the rest of my attacks even better. We know that the opponent has a 2K in their hand. We have another Rayleigh for next turn. If the opponent gets another Rebecca, or if they go Gecko into Rebecca, now that they have a Rebecca in the trash. But this is going to be tough for the opponent because you have a choice, right? Saving the Izou is not worth it because we have 2 more 6K attacks. There we go. So again, we know that the opponent has a 2K counter. They put the Tashigi back into their hand. So let's force that 2K counter out of them here. And then we go for 7 here. Get them down to 1 life. And next turn we just have the Rayleigh do our thing, right? This is, by the way, a 4K unit. So the opponent has to actually put down on the Sanji to make the Sanji be a good attacker. This is tough. This is tough. I do not blame the opponent. The opponent's in a very bad situation. Very bad position. Like, this marker is annoying for them to deal with. And this is a game where we actually didn't even have the Sanji. If we had a Sanji in the field, opponent would have been in such a worse spot. We ended up getting the Rayleigh at least, which is ends up being nice. But yeah, it could have been a lot worse for the opponent. Yeah, and the Rebecca again is gonna just die. Wait, you have not? Okay, no, they have Brook. I was like, you have nothing to kill it, but they have Brook. They also have a Tashigi, right? So they have a Tashigi. So yeah, so we just go Rayleigh again, right? Guess it doesn't really matter which way we do it. I want to see if we get something better later on. I could have also just probably gone for lethal this turn, to be honest. I guess we'll do it on the Brook. This one we can go -3, -2 here, right? -3, -2, KO the Rebecca. I'm okay killing the Brook. I can play safe. I can play safe here. Force that 2k counter out of their hand. I guess they can have a 1k here. The opponent's also at 6, so it was actually probably correct for me to play safe. Give me that 2k. Okay, well, I know you have the 2k here then, at least. Okay. Ay. I just need to have one of these big body stick. The opponent can get rid of this by playing another Ice Age, I guess. Again, the Rayleigh makes it so that the 3k, 2k lasts for 1 turn. So like it's not like the opponent can even actually attack. Like they can attack with the Gecko, but they won't be able to attack with the Sanji. The Gecko stays on the field, and it's gonna be annoying. I like getting rid of the Brook, just in case that the opponent could have like if they needed the Brook -1. They already showed me 2 Ice Age. They are playing the Hinas and stuff, and the Tashigi, sorry, so that could be a -2, but like that's a big commitment. That is a big commitment. We cycled the Otama to the bottom last turn in hopes that we get like something better to play for our top deck. I guess honestly it was a 2k, maybe it was better for us to keep it on the top of our deck, but it's fine. So I'm down to counter this. And if the Marco dies, the Marco dies. But I know I only have 1 card. So like it shouldn't be that difficult. Alright, so let me think about this. If I let Ace die, I still have a counter in my hand. I think I have to let Ace die. I don't want to show the opponent what the last card in my hand is just yet. And we'll go like this. And the opponent can kill the marker if they have the removal here. Otherwise, they have to put 2 down here to get to 6, right? Which will leave them at 7. And 7 is not enough for like a Rebecca into Sabo. If they have Rebecca Sabo here, that is a little bit annoying. At this point, I might have to start attacking into their life to be into their leader. Even if the opponent plays Rebecca Sabo here. So at least try to get them down to 0 life. If it's not a Rebecca Sabo, I'm still not upset about this. It's the Sabo first. Well, they did it. They don't have the Rebecca then. So they had to do it this way because they don't have the Rebecca. They can still go Rebecca. I guess it could also be like a Borsalino, which would be just as annoying. The fact that this is a 6K is what's frustrating, right? So Sabo, Pony's taking their sweet time. They get rid of a Gecko. They get rid of a second Sabo. That's crazy to me because I feel like you needed to keep the second Sabo. So yeah, so here we just give up the Marco, right? This is a better attacker. You go -2 here. So 8, 8, 8, 9, 9, 9. We just go 8. We just go 8 to start with. That's gonna force both cards out of their hand. And then we can go 10 and 11. So we go 8. I guess I should have honestly done the -2 on the Gecko first, because if the opponent counters out of this, I would have probably just gone after the Gecko instead of their life. I like the 8, because the 8 is forcing both cards out of their hand. Yeah, it would have been better for us to actually put the -2 on the Gecko. They go for it. Okay, so we can go 3 to go to 9. Yeah, you don't have any counters, so I can just go here. Okay. 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, if we did it how we were supposed to, which is do the -2 on the Gecko, I would have technically had more Dawn to actually play this Izou out, which could have actually mattered. So that was my mistake. Because we knew the Sabo was never gonna... The Sabo being at 6 didn't matter because my attacks were always gonna be 8Ks or more. So we should have put the Gecko at 7. That way I could have just attacked this for 2 less Dawn. 7. And attack it again for 7. And get him value that way. So the opponent has 1 card that they just drew. Let's see what it is. They ended up actually getting the Rebecca, but they had to use it, right? 6 is not enough, but they don't have any other unit, so they have to go for the 6K attack. I could just play... For them to kill this, they'll have to go to 11. They have to give me 5 Dawn. I think I'm down to let the Rayleigh stay. Force the opponent to actually go for 11. I guess if they go all in on the Sanji, they can actually kill the Rayleigh, and I just go Izou and do my stuff anyways. So 10? Yeah, no, you have to go for more than that. Ooh, I messed up. I misclick. That's alright. I misclick. They really should have been alive here. Ah, that's a mistake. And I also lose my searcher. I actually literally lose my searcher as well. That's so crazy. I literally messed that up so badly. Oh, I'm so annoyed. Oh man, we ended up getting the rusher, so I guess instant not mattering. But I'm so annoyed there. I almost lost because of that. I literally almost lost because of that. I could still lose here. 2K, 2K? Yeah. GG's. Hey, welcome back everyone. Hope you enjoyed today's games and that you enjoyed the showcase of Marco over the past 3 days. Honestly, very fun leader. And again, I feel like Marco is actually a pretty good call in the meta because he does well against these black decks, right? So I would say honestly, like it's worth playing this deck out, honestly. And the pudding can help you against, like if you go against a Nami Oh, I think it can be tough if you run against an aggro deck like a Zoro deck. That's really the matchup that I've been struggling with a lot. Or if you break, right, and don't get your Sanjis, it can also be kind of tough. But honestly, it feels really good. It feels really good. If this deck wasn't so expensive because of the Rayleighs and the Sanji, I would try this out on like locals and stuff. But it's tough. It's tough for me to justify spending on Marco. You know, I guess we have to wait as well on the new cards from starter deck. Oh, you know what? The starter deck, the new starter deck, the YB starter deck. Is there any cards from that starter deck that I would want to play on this version of Marco? Let me just quickly look at the cards, because maybe Marco could be a lot better than I expected once you add some of these cards, right? Like you have this Atmos here. Okay, we cannot use that Atmos. You have this White Beer, so this gives you a 7 down turn. Give your leader one of your character to 1 rested Dawn. So it ends up synergizing really well with your Marco because you can still cycle. And you can rest it and KO one of your opponent's cards. Oh no, this is huge. Yeah, honestly, maybe it is worth it to invest into Marco. Again, I think it has a really good matchup against black decks. I don't know if it has a good enough matchup against blue. Because once the starter deck comes out, you are going to have like all these Luffy players. So maybe that's something we have to watch out for if we're able to actually survive the aggression that the opponent has when they get to play blue against us. We have this Newgate that will be a really good addition into the deck. And I don't like the Kindu. I don't like the Attach. This Ace is the other one I see you talk about, right? Rush. You may get this character. Ah. So Ace gets to be sticky on the field, right? So Ace gets to be sticky and be a rush card. I don't know that the Ace is that good. I think the Newgate is really good. I don't know that the Ace is really that good, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, you know, I think this deck is gonna get better with the release of the White Beer starter deck. But still, which is starter deck 15. Yeah, starter deck 15. I think it has a good matchup against black. So I'm actually interested to try it out. And maybe Marco is my answer to to the meta. We'll see. But anyways, I hope that you enjoyed the games and me on my rambling over the past 3 days. If you did, make sure to like the video below and subscribe to us. We post One Piece videos every single day. And yeah. What else? You can find us on Twitch at Sirturmund, which every now and then, and you can find us on Discord and Twitter. The links to those are both in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all again tomorrow.